The Chairman House Committee on Housing, Honorable Abdulmumin Jibril, has expressed concern over gaps in the budget presentation by the Ministry of Finance, stating that the committee's oversight has revealed discrepancies that fall below the center target.
Main item briefing by Minister of Finance, Coordinating Minister of Economy, Federal Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, and Minister of Finance Incorporated. It's a build-up from the previous meeting that we had. For the Ministry of Finance, two outstanding issues we've written in respect of the allocation to the housing sector and the threat that it poses to the Renew Hope Housing Policy Trust. And secondly, the oversight of the ministry over Murphy's Real Estate Investment Fund. Second, well, that's for the ministry. For the budget office, it's also a build-up and a continuation of conversation as regard the issue of direct allocation, budgetary allocation, in which at that meeting we agree that the funding for the housing ministry will be increased, and by last Monday, the Ministry of Budget will communicate to us the quantum of fund that will be made available. And for Murphy, ordinarily, I wouldn't have asked to see you again, but I know I have done a lot of intervention to see that there is harmony so that you can be able to proceed with a smooth implementation of your programs without any hitches or distraction. But again, you're dealing with a very wide sector where there are a lot of stakeholders with divergent view. I think constructively I've tried to put all the stakeholders together to see that everyone is carried along. For me, as a personal philosophy, I believe that cooperation is always a win-win situation, even in public service, even in policy making and policy implementation and governance itself. A win-win situation, a cooperative situation, it's always better.
While acknowledging the challenges faced by the ministry, Jibril assured that the committee will take decisive action to ensure that the right things are done in the sector. He says the committee will scrutinize the document, commit to addressing the issues, and communicate their position accordingly.
It is against the backdrop that I set up a series of meetings and we had, and we agreed that after a week we will come back for a review. We didn't bother so much as a committee because we were getting information that you've reached some kind of understanding. The Federal Mortgage Bank, the Federal Housing Authority, Federal Ministry of Housing, Real Estate Developers Association, Primary Mortgage Bank Association of Nigeria, all of them that we had a meeting, including the central bank that has some kind of residual role to play in the and at that meeting, I threw a question, and I said, I hope, because we're also all following development, the trench of 1 trillion, we're taking a first phase of 250 billion, 150 billion coming from the public sector fund. Then again, you are meant to go to look for another 100 billion from, of course, the private sector to put together the 250 billion to be able to kickstart. What I tell you this, 15 years ago, as chairman finance, some of the members here were there, we started this process. And I can't wait to see a situation where we can multiply by 1,000 the numbers of mortgages that we have in this country. It's ridiculous. you're talking about 50,000. I don't even like calling the figure. So the dynamics of the Nigerian housing sector, as I keep saying all the time, you have a situation where the houses are chasing the money. So what we need to do is to find a way to turn it in a way that the money will be chasing the houses until you achieve an equilibrium where the demand and the supply meets perfectly. So that's essentially what we want to do. But again, in trying to do that, you will want to make sure that the stakeholders, you are at harmony with the stakeholders. Now I know that you are traveling all over the world, both from domestic market. I'm not sure you'll be able to get some things, maybe capital market, but from domestic market, combined commercial bank, they always want to go and give government domestic borrowing, and they get their interest, double interest rate than to give you. But I know you have other sources where you'll be able to get your money. But if tomorrow you hear on the news, they put it on the news that the House have stopped you from continuing, or one of the stakeholders are against it, where you have to go and solve that. We're scared. We don't want to put our money because we're going to get into trouble. So that's why it is important. And we will help as a committee. We will make sure that this actually works out. That is the basis for this meeting. And I believe at this point, honorable colleagues, if I have your backing.
Comfort Olayinka, DCTV News.